Alrighty, so here's my iron. There's my mess of sewing stuff. Pressing, ironing makes things look much better. It makes it go from, oh, wow, that's homemade, to looking, wow, that looks phenomenal. This is kind of tricky because I'm holding the camera, but the opening, there it is. You want to make sure that it's pretty straight and close together. And ironing is when you go back and forth like this. We are actually just going to press. Pressing is when you just go down. I'm going to wiggle it a little bit and up, down, wiggle, and up, down, wiggle, and up. And that just makes it, whoo, got steam going. That makes a big difference in how it looks. And the other thing is that opening where I'm going to stuff it, wherever that is, it'll be a lot easier to sew. Now I can't even find it. It'll be easier to sew together because it's, there it is, because it's ironed really flat. Okay, so the next part is there's my bag of stuffing. And I'm gonna go ahead and put the camera back up in my little rack. Doesn't work the best, but it'll do. I'm gonna get a small handful of stuffing, maybe, I don't know, about that much. And I'm going to find my opening. And going, whoa, that is kind of small. And I'm gonna take it and stuff it in. I should have left that hole a little wider, but it'll be fine. You want to do the corners first. So I'm gonna push that stuffing all the way down to the corner. Then I'm gonna get some more stuffing, maybe like, I don't know, a ping pong ball amount size. And you're going to stuff it towards the corner. And you just push it down there. You can see it really taking shape. And you keep doing the corner and stuffing until you've got it as thick as you've got. The four corners stuffed, and it's really squishy in the middle. So now I'm just gonna add some more in the middle. You want a lot of stuffing when you're using this for a pin cushion. Otherwise, the pins poke through, and that's not so good for a pin cushion. So you keep stuffing away. All right, so I have stuffed mine nice and thick. That's how I like it. Now we just need to sew that opening shut. So you're gonna stuff the stuffing down a bit. And oh, I have stitches coming out a little bit there. You wanna make sure that, excuse me, that you really knot that area well. I'm gonna put the edges together. This might be a little easier if you have a friend to help. And I'm gonna put a pin right across the top, like that, so it holds it together. I'm gonna show you the easy way to do it. This is called a whip stitch. And you will be able to see a little bit of the thread, but if your thread matches your fabric, it won't be nearly as bad as mine is. So I'm gonna go on the inside, and I'm going to bring my needle up, back a little before where I stopped sewing. I'm gonna tuck that little tail down in there. And then with the whip stitch, you just go down. I call this a bite. You just take a little bite down, and then it loops over the top. So it's whipping over the top of the, over the seam. And so you keep going. And again, if my thread matched, it would not look quite so tacky. But if it matched, you wouldn't be able to see it as well. So you just keep whipping the top closed. And the way that I'm holding it, I always, oh, and if you get a loop, you just tug on your thread a little bit, and it usually goes away. So I'm gonna go from the top again, down to the bottom, down to the back, and pull through. And you want to try to make it so your stitches have the same, so they're not going down super deep. I'm going to keep them pretty close to the edge. Okay, so I've stitched across the top, and I'm right to the end, and I want to show you how to finish off the thread. If you just cut it off now, it would come undone and that would be sad. It's basically the same thing that you've been doing. You take a bitty little stitch, you pull the thread, but you don't pull it all the way. You make sure there's still a little loop. You bring the needle through the loop and pull. And I like to do that 2 times, because then you get a very secure knot. And then I'm going to show you my little trick. I don't want this little tail showing because I don't think it's that cute. So I'm going to put the needle right down, and I'm going to bring it up somewhere. Oh, there we go, in the pincushion. And I'm going to pull on it. And see how it pulls the end in like that? And then when I cut the thread, that thread is lost inside the pincushion. So there you go. And then when you're done, you can put pins in it and make all sorts of cute designs. And all is happy with the world. So there you go.